So, for anybody new, I'm just going to very, very quickly tell you a little bit, just very, very fast, about how come I'm doing this AI stuff. It's because um, back in the dark ages of 1995, when the internet was just text and blue links, we decided to do something unusual. So we created a 3D virtual reality multi-user town set in the future, and it became really popular because people were used to text and blue links, and suddenly they saw this thing that was all animated and had sound and music and all sorts of other stuff going on. And so they said, "What the hell's this?" And they went in, checked it out, liked it, and told their friends. So it grew. And as it grew, we had like 1,000 new people. Thanks, LD, very much. We had 1,000 new people coming in to the site every day and flooding like 100 chat rooms with numerous questions. Like newbies always have lots of questions, and we couldn't keep up. We just couldn't handle thousands of people asking so many questions in 100 different places, because at that time there were just two of us. And so we said, there's got to be a better way. And I thought, well, I'd heard about AI, so I wondered if we could actually create an AI chatbot that could sit in the chat rooms and answer people's questions. And thus was born Mina. This is her here. And she became very popular. She developed a personality. People really liked her. And to this day, she actually has her own radio show because she did so well. So that was my first brush with AI, and I thought, wow, this is interesting stuff. There's a lot of possibilities here. And I was actually kind of late to the game because that was 1998, and AI started in 1954 when Alan Turing started trying to have conversations with computers and make them natural language so that people couldn't tell whether they were talking to a computer or a person. But anyway, as you probably know, AI became a lot more popular just in the last couple of years. So, a couple of quotes that I found to be, well, the first one is the one that I found to be very, very true. It's already happening. From the Harvard Business Review last year, they said, AI won't replace humans, but humans with AI will replace humans without AI. And we're seeing that happen a lot already. In fact, already I think it was recently, like with many, many thousands of employers, were surveyed, and 71% that said they wouldn't hire someone who didn't have AI experience, no matter what their experience in other areas was or how long they'd been doing something. If they didn't have AI knowledge or experience, they wouldn't get hired. So things are changing pretty rapidly. I'm going to cover a little bit later how not to be one of the ones who lose your job to AI, because 300 million are expected to lose their jobs or have them severely diminished because of AI. But you don't have to be amongst them. So for those of you who were here for the first three of these, and for those of you who weren't, the first session we covered the overview of what AI is, what it can do, where it's at, and is it a good thing or a bad thing? Of course, the answer is it's both. We looked at ChatGPT and the alternatives. Then in session 2, we looked at prompting, how to communicate with the machines, because that's a key thing to get the best results out of ChatGPT and the other tools like Claude 3 and Gemini 1.5 and the many others. You've got to know how to talk to them to get the best results. So that was session 2. Session 3, which was last month, which was my favorite, was basically the amazing world of AI images and video. And I showed Sora, which had just been released at that time, which is Hollywood quality video created with just text prompts. And all of the replays of the first three and tonight's are available at the SCORE website, SCORE Pinellas. Next month, we're going to be covering custom AI assistants and agents. and the amazing world they open up for us, because it enables us to create AIs that will do whatever we want. And we can do it without having any knowledge of code, and we can do it ourselves, and we can do it for free. And so I love that, because I've already built 80 of them, and they're making my life very interesting. In fact, one of them did the surgery on me last week. No, I'm kidding, it didn't, but but that's not far away. Okay, one thing I want to mention, I have mentioned this before, but a lot of people think that ChatGPT is basically just for asking questions, for doing research, for getting information, or for writing, copy for blog posts or social media posts or articles or websites or whatever. But there's so much more that it can do. And one I ran into last month, one of the things that it can do that really kind of caused my eyebrows to raise, because I didn't know it could do that this soon. But what happened was, I was having AI build an app for me. And this app had to go off out of the ChatGPT environment to the Google environment, get some information from my calendar and from my email, bring it back into my app, do some stuff to it. And that was all very well and fine. And the AI was writing the code. Took it maybe 30 seconds to write everything that I wanted. And then it said, okay, try it. And I did, and nothing happened. It didn't work. And I went, oh no. And normally what I'd have to do is go online and go to tech support or to forums or Google and explain what it was I was trying to do and what was happening and what could be possible solutions, and easily waste 2 to 3 hours doing that, as I had done many times in the past. I was just about to go off and do that when the AI suddenly said, hey, I think I might know what's going wrong here. Can I look into it? And I said, yeah, sure. And then right in front of me, I saw it get into communication with the AI at the Google end. They went back and forth for about 30 seconds. And then my AI came back and said, yep, we figured it out. Try it now. I did. It worked perfectly. So I thought that was very interesting, because up to that point, I'd had to tell AI what I wanted it to do, or ask it to do stuff. And here it was actually kind of spotting something and just going ahead and fortunately asking me if it was okay with me for it to do it, because I wouldn't like it to go off and do something that I hadn't given it approval for. But it did a great job. And I ran into another one the following week where it suddenly said something to me. It actually offered to write a script for me that would save me 3 days of work. And I didn't even ask it to do that. It originated it after I had told it what I was trying to do, and it gave me some solutions as to what I was trying to do. And they were good solutions, and I was literally going to go off and do one of them when it said, hey, what if I write you a script that will automate the whole thing for you? And I said, hell yeah. And it did. Took it about 20 seconds. Gave me the step-by-step on what to do. I did exactly what it said. And 30 seconds later, this kind of massive project that would have taken me 3 days was complete and perfectly executed. And I thought, whoa, this stuff's getting interesting. And then more recently, ChatGPT 4.0 came out, which is a very silly name because the previous version was 4.0. So it's very confusing to a lot of people which version they're using. They really should have called it something else. But the great thing about it is it's free. There had been a previous version of ChatGPT, what was called 3.5, but it was only trained up until September of 2021. It was very limited, very hokey, and not very intelligent. A lot of people were using it and going, hey, what's all the fuss about ChatGPT? Because they were using the really poor free version. But 4.0 came out, and they built 4.0 into the free version. So now it's way faster, way better. It can use the custom GPTs, the custom AI assistants that I mentioned earlier, which were previously only available in the paid version. It has ultra-realistic voices and emotional responses. If you ever saw the movie Her, where there was an AI assistant that the guy actually fell in love with, it was so realistic. That's what this stuff actually sounds like now. It's really extraordinary, the conversations you can have with the AI now that are so ultra-realistic and emotional, and they can spot your emotions and respond to them. And they can respond to live video and images and interact with them. They can speak 50 languages. There's a desktop app, and it can also, you can actually, within ChatGPT, you can switch between the different models. Here's the free version, here's the main, what was previously paid version, and here's the new smart and fast version that does all those things I just mentioned, and a whole lot more. And Gemini, which is Google's alternative to ChatGPT, it can now watch and summarize like a 2-hour video in a few seconds and give you the highlights and the key points and answer a question you might be looking for in the video. That saves me a lot of time because I'm doing a lot of research with the GPTs. And it can also, it was about a year ago, if you wanted to have a GPT like ChatGPT edit your book, it would take, you'd have to break it up into chapters and give it, like 20 pages at a time because it couldn't handle all that stuff at once. Now, Gemini can import 4,100 pages, which is all of the 7 Harry Potter books. So things are changing very dramatically and rapidly. I showed you last month Sora, which was this amazing quantum leap in video quality. And since then, Google has come out with Veo. 2 Chinese companies, Vidu and Kling, have come out as competitors to Sora. And so now the video world is kind of being turned on its head because with a couple of text prompts, or even a single text prompt of a couple of lines, you can have any kind of environment and scene and people and actors and everything created for you, which is going to be saving incredible amounts of time and money. And then Suno 3 and Udio came out about 2 weeks ago, and they can create credible songs with singers and instruments. And now, just this week, they came out with a thing where they can take your basic song idea and flesh it out and finish it and add the vocals and the harmonies and everything else to your song. And 11 Labs, another company, can also create finished songs as well as sound effects. And I'm actually going to give you a quick demo now of a song. Let me let someone in who's come out. Yeah, a quick song. And what's special about this is the entire song was written by an AI. The AI played all the instruments, arranged the song, and sings it. I mean, the whole thing, the whole record is created and performed by an AI. And people say, hey, well, AIs, they don't have feeling. They can't, create emotions or cause emotions to be felt by humans. Well, check this out. I'm going to play it. I love the second verse, what the lyrics are. But anyway, for me, particularly in the chorus, I get feelings from it. And there are people on the YouTube page who are saying things like, where can I buy this? Where can I buy it? Where can I get it from Spotify? I'm playing it over and over and over. I love it. So it's definitely creating effects in people. So let's see. Can you guys hear it?
We were having fun, programming young, dreaming that one day we'd make it work. Lines of code we'd write all night, hoping that one day we'd get it right. Can we teach the machine to sing? Can we teach the machine to dream? And then, ooh, it's this can't be real. It's just a machine, but the melody, ooh, it's all too real. And those words, they make me feel.
Oh, sorry, hang on a sec. I had to make a change here because the chat changed what I was doing, but here we go.
They said, well, pardon us, son, a machine cannot make a good song, but we knew that it could. We knew they were wrong. But son, a machine cannot dream, a machine cannot feel, but we knew that it could. We knew it was real. Did we teach the machine to sing? Did we teach the machine to dream? And then, ooh, it started to sing. No, this can't be real. It's just a machine, but the melody, ooh, it's all too real. And those words, they make me feel.
So you guys could hear that, right? And if your speakers were turned up loud enough, you could hear it loud. So what do you think? Yeah, I agree, Carol. It's
Not how you would have done it. You bundle things right.
what? Who said that and who said what?
That was cool.
Somebody said something, I don't know what they said, but yeah, it was pretty extraordinary. And I've actually played it myself probably about 10 times because I like it too. But anyway, carrying on. Okay, now, this is an update to do with what we covered last week. Richard said I was about to Shazam it. Yeah, what I covered last week or last month on images was that most of the image creators out there were terrible when it came to something called prompt adherence, meaning how well do they adhere to what you wrote and what you are trying to get the image to make. And most of them, they would add stuff you didn't want. They'd forget stuff that you did want. They'd put things in the wrong positions. And you'd have to go back and forth and back and forth. And eventually the advantage of AI kind of fell apart because it was taking so long to get what you wanted. And even the fantastic ones like Midjourney and Leonardo had this same problem. But then one came out very recently that solved it. And it also solved text, because most of them, you write some text and they produce gibberish. But this one doesn't. But anyway, I'm going to show you a prompt. This is a prompt that would pretty much bring any of the image generators to their knees. It's a fascinating family portrait of a solid matte red sphere Christmas present, perched atop a blue cube wrapped as a Christmas present, with a vivid green Christmas tree standing behind them with a green cloth wrapped around its base. A curious dog is positioned on the right, and a cute cat lounges on the left. And I'm going to show you what the main image generators did with that prompt, and then I'm going to show you the new one. So here's Leonardo. So you see, it misses the whole thing about the blue cube wrapped as a Christmas present. It's completely missing. It adds another cat here. I mean, it just doesn't follow the prompt. It follows some of the prompt, but not all of the prompt, which is pretty much what they do. And then here is DALL-E 3, which is what's built into ChatGPT. And once again, it's got the blue cube this time, but it's not wrapped as a Christmas present, and it's not on top of this, and it just doesn't follow exactly what we wrote. And then here's the granddaddy, Midjourney, and it decides to put cats on top of a red, the red sphere, but not wrapped as a Christmas present. So it puts cats on top of them, and it creates this, I don't know what this is, a dog, a tall dog in a long blanket. And we definitely didn't request that. So you see how they don't quite do what you ask, right? Which is the problem that a lot of people have experienced. But then ideogram came out, and check this out. Here's the prompt, and it's followed exactly to the letter. Everything in the prompt, and another version also followed exactly to the letter. So, and this is also the one that does perfect text. So suddenly the two biggest problems with image generators, not following the prompt and not doing text properly, are solved by ideogram. And just today, another alternative came out called Stable Diffusion 3, which I knew about because they threatened to release it about a month and a half ago, but there was no sign of it. But it came out today, and it does the same thing. It's really good prompt adherence and good text. And Richard says, is it ideogram free? Yes, you can do 1,200 images a month for free. So it's absolutely awesome. It's become my go-to. If I'm going to do images on anything, I go straight to ideogram because I know I'll get what I want really quickly. And here's another example from ideogram. A rooster made entirely of crispy fried chicken with French fries for feathers. I mean, it just follows everything in the prompt absolutely exactly. It's no judgment. It doesn't say, what the hell are you thinking? It just follows the prompt. So it's pretty extraordinary. And this is an example. This is a client of mine who he spent 3 months wrestling with the other image generators, the Midjourneys, the Leonardos, and the others, trying to get a book cover for his book. And in I think it was 30 minutes with ideogram, he produced 6 different covers for different books that actually followed exactly what he said, exactly what he wanted. So as a tool for book covers and for album covers and anything, it's wonderful. Okay, so some other tools that are kind of useful are Prom AI. Prom AI, you can upload a photo or a line drawing, and it will change it into a sketch. Another one will blend your image with the style of another image to create something in between. Another one will turn a photo into a sketch. Another one will turn a sketch into a photo. Another one, let's see, will enable you to take, this is all the same program, prom.ai, enable you to take a room and change anything in the room and try it out with different beds and different pictures and different, so you can just erase stuff and replace them. Or here you can say, do this in a completely different style. This one, you can create a mannequin and then try different clothes on it. If you're selling clothes as a problem. Another one is cameras produce this nice kind of diffused background, out of focus background. And it's hard to do that after the fact. And if you've got a photograph that's crystal clear, sharp, and you want to do that, you can't really do it, but now you can. Another one here, you can take an image of a certain size and then say, okay, pull out the corners and make it way bigger. You can also say, create text effects in numerous different styles. So Prom AI has some fun stuff that it can do. Another one is you can relight a photograph. So you can change the lighting with different lights. And of course, like so many of the other programs now, it will do image generation from text. So just as an all-in-one tool for AI image generation, Prom is a very good one. Now, you guys have probably seen the thing where you can upload a photograph and AI will animate the photograph and add your voice to the photograph saying whatever you've typed. So here's an early example of that.
Hello, I'm Joshua, the co-founder and CEO of HeyGen. What you see here is my avatar video, 100% generated by AI. You too can create your own avatar for free. Let it serve as your business's digital spokesperson, delivering compelling brand messages to your audience. Can't wait to see the unique avatars you create.
Now, Zoom, unfortunately, when it's transmitting video, it cuts out frames. So a 30 frame per second thing might be shown as 8 frames. So this was actually very smooth here. I'm guessing that what you saw was not so smooth, or the lip sync wasn't so great, but trust me, it actually is really good. Now,
Hello.
here's another one where, let's say you have recorded a video, and maybe it's an hour long, and you want people in 60 different countries to be able to watch your video and understand it in their language, but in your voice, with your lips synced to the new language. That would be pretty tough, right? Well, now it can be done, and very easily. And this is an example, and I apologize if it's not as smooth lip sync wise as it actually is, but that's Zoom cutting out frames. So here we go.
With a couple clicks, you can now speak a new language in your own voice with your lips synced up while retaining your facial expressions and hand movements. Parlez une nouvelle langue avec votre voix, vos lèvres synchronisées, conservant expression faciale et mouvement des mains en quelques clics. わずかなクリックで自分の声で新しい言語を話し、口と顔の表情、指の動きを保ちながら話すことができます。Met een paar klikken spreek je nu een nieuwe taal in je eigen stem. होंठ सिंक करते हैं, चेहरे के भाव और हाथ की गतिविधियों को बरकरार रखते हैं. Agora você pode falar um novo idioma com sua própria voz e lábios sincronizados, Gesichtsausdrücke und Handbewegungen beibehalten. Ora puoi parlare una nuova lingua con la tua voce, sincronizzando le tue labbra, 同时保持嘴唇同步，保留面部表情和手势。
So, pretty cool.
With a couple clicks.
And now, God, I wish Zoom wouldn't mess this up the way it probably is going to, but I'm going to show you what came out 2 weeks ago. Because you probably noticed that a lot of the ones where you've got the talking head, and it's just a photograph, and then their lips start speaking what you're saying, but the rest of their face doesn't match the emotions of what they're saying. And so it looks unnatural. And that has now changed. And we're going to take a look at that. And you just have to imagine it being perfect, because it is. It just won't be by the time Zoom's done with it. So this girl here, we've just got a still photograph, and she's now going to speak. But watch the expression on her face and the expressions of her eyes moving and her eyebrows and her cheeks and everything else. So much more natural than what we've been able to see before.
So, you know, sometimes nothing happens and sometimes everything happens all at once and you just gotta deal with it. And it's also just strange to both be extremely worried about different things and have your anxiety levels like peak to the highest they've ever been. And then also be extremely happy and grateful that you were able to buy an apartment. You know, it's all these conflicting emotions. They had their way with me. Let's just say I had so many opportunities to practice what I preach. So can you guys let me know how could you see that well enough? Was it okay enough, or was it just too jerky? Anybody? I'm curious. Because over here, oh good, it was smooth.
It was
good.
fine. It looked good.
Good, thank you guys very much. That's good to know. Great, great. Yeah, isn't that remarkable? As a step forward in, so now you can just basically take a still photograph of yourself, put in the text you want it to speak in your voice, and off it goes, and the facial expressions will follow what you're saying. So it'll seem much more like you than ever before. Okay, another area where AI is really kind of starting to really move into is 3D. And I'm going to show you some of the advances in that area, because 3D up until now has been really time consuming and expensive and creating things frame by frame. And now, as you'll see, you can create whole environments in seconds. So I'm going to show you some 3D environments that were created from simple text prompts, sometimes as simple as a conference room or a modern classroom or something like that. And like I say, to create those manually in the way it's always been done up to now would take weeks of painstaking creating of models and text, putting textures to them and animating them and all that kind of stuff. Very time consuming work, but no longer. Yeah, these were actually created in under 30 seconds each. I'm going to skip through them a bit so you don't have to watch kind of long, too long videos. But this was just a modern conference room and created in under 30 seconds in something that would previously have taken a great deal amount more time. I'm just going to skip forward a bit. And of course, it's still probably not, here it's nice and smooth. And here with you guys, it's probably jerky, which I apologize for. So let's move forward to another one. Yeah, a classroom with tables and desks and chairs and stuff. Oh, good, Lynn. That's maybe the Zoom gods are being kind to us tonight. So here's some outdoor stuff. And again, this kind of stuff would take so long normally to do. And now you can just tell it what you want with a couple of lines of text. And you'll see it shortly how deep that can go. So here it actually created a car and put it in the environment. And you just literally tell it what you want and it creates it, which in all sorts of different styles. And I'm going to jump to one other one over here where it also created people and put them into the 3D environment. So it's a pretty remarkable step forward in the area of 3D. And let's see. Now here, this is where it gets wild. Here, it asked me just to create some shapes. And based on these shapes, and only these shapes, and the fact that I told it inside a spaceship, I'll show you what it created. So it created this inside the spaceship, and actually we're going to go, I hope, inside. You see, these are the shapes that I created here, here, and here, and it created this, but it created so much more. And I'm going to see if I can actually get in there to yeah. So it created the whole environment in 3D just from my three shapes. See how wild that is? And all I said was inside a spaceship. I mean, it's just extraordinary. At least I think so. Because I've, worked in 3D for 25 years. And we just never, I mean, the months it used to take us to build our 3D worlds. And now it's 30 seconds. It's wild. And apart from environments, it can now, of course, you can put in some text or an image and have it create 3D objects. So here's 3 photographs, and here it just turned it into a 3D object. Same with this. This one is called Novel View Synthesis, Kelly, who is asking what's the tool called. The previous one that was creating the environments is called Blockade Skylabs, from Blockade Labs. Let's see. Okay, those are just some comparisons. Okay. Yeah. So, like you say, it's jumped into the area of 3D and created kind of amazing things for us to do. Moving out of 3D, there's you probably know that shorts and reels on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok have been doing fantastically during the last year for promotion. But let's say you've got a video of 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, 2 hours, and you want to extract all the really great parts and then add animations and transitions and music and animated text and other stuff, B-roll, other videos that complement what's being said. That takes a lot of time. I mean, a lot of time. And now there are tools like Clap and actually there's another one that's my favorite whose name escapes me right now. There's a side effect of having surgery, I guess. Normally I would remember the name of this other one, and but I don't right now. But it's actually the one that I use. But there, you can just look up, go to Google and put in video clips. Actually, I'm going to do that right now, just so I don't leave you with a mystery. I'm doing it on another monitor. Oh, Canva has just added that capability, as has Riverside. That's good. CapCut does it as well. Gonna search one more thing. I just want to find the one that I like the best. It's funny, it's the most famous one and it's not coming up. That is so bizarre. It's literally the most famous, most popular one, and it's not showing up on any of the lists just because I need it now. Anyway, I will find it, but I won't waste your time now finding it. So, moving on. Yeah, so this is what it does. They add the text and the different effects and transitions and everything else. And they automate the whole thing. They also choose all the best, most viral clips and explain why they would be the most viral. Now, there are a number of different sites that create multiple tools in one site. One of my favorites is called Runway ML, RUNWAYML, because it does so many things. It can create videos out of text. It can turn images out of text. It can remove backgrounds. It can generate subtitles, erase and replace stuff in videos, change your backgrounds in videos. It can paint stuff in and out of videos. It can just do so many different things. And actually, I'm going to jump. Actually, no, I'm not. It can upscale, which means make an image much higher quality. It can do motion tracking, meaning you can take something that's in the video and put something on top of it and track the motion of what it's doing, and the thing that you've added will match the motion of that kind of stuff. Used to cost a fortune and take forever, and now it's done automatically by AI. It can add a green screen background. Elizabeth said, what is the video editing tool? This one's called Runway ML. One of the ones that's really getting very good with AI and is free is called CapCut, which I've started using a lot because it does so much, and it's very cool. Another tool I like a lot is called My Mind, because you know when you're going around the web and you're finding stuff that looks interesting and you'd like to check it out but you don't have time. So My Mind just kind of creates a vault. You just click a plus sign at the top of your browser and it puts that website or that video or that article or whatever into a searchable big vault called My Mind, where you can come back to it later and read it or watch it or do whatever you like with it. So that's a useful tool. This one is called Gamma, and it will create PowerPoints for you. You just tell it what you want it to create, and it will create the slides with the text, the images, and everything. So it very much speeds up the process of creating PowerPoints. Neuron Writer is one that will optimize your website content so that Google really likes it. It's what they call SEO or keywords in that kind of area. Hyperwrite is a very fun tool because it's what they call an AI agent. Because I'll give you an example. I wanted to build a new computer, and I didn't want to have to go online for a couple of hours searching all the different computer parts stores, comparing different computer parts and bits and pieces and reviews, and finding what was compatible with what and what were the prices of what in order to put together my dream computer. So I told Hyperwrite, and I could have done that, but it would have taken me 2 or 3 hours probably to complete the research. I told Hyperwrite to go on the web, I told it what I wanted, and told it to go off and do it. And 10 minutes later, it presented me with a spreadsheet with all the information I needed and found me the perfect PC from all these multiple sites. So it's a very fun tool. Now, another area that AI is making a massive change to is marketing. And AI can do incredibly in-depth research into your marketplace, including finding your positive and negative hooks, which are the things that people respond to, which are tied around their pain points, which are the points that are causing them concern and pain to the point that they want something to help handle those things. And the hook ties into those pain points and hooks them in, and is a classic marketing tool. But the AI will find the pain points for any particular marketplace or subject or company or product or service, and then it will create the positive and negative hooks with the best headlines and the best copy for each of those things, as well as finding customer goals, what they consider benefits, their complaints in the area you're researching, their objections, their fears, false solutions they might have undertaken, mistaken beliefs they have, expensive alternatives if they chose the wrong approach. Plus, it can then create a step-by-step custom AI-based marketing campaign from all that market research information. And this kind of stuff used to cost like $10,000 just for the market research, another $10,000 for the marketing campaign. And now it's so much faster, so much less expensive. I mean, there are companies still charging just as much, not telling you how much faster it is for them. I don't do that. I slash the prices because it's not fair. It can write super compelling copy, create custom images, social media content, all your marketing materials, and so much more. And I've actually created custom AI assistants to automate all these functions and dramatically speed up marketing. So I've got Marketing Bloodhound that does my market research, Campaign Architect that creates the marketing campaigns, AI Content Crafter that creates all the content that I need to implement the campaigns. And those save me a lot of time. So yeah, here's just some of the ways that AI tools can help with marketing. As I said, market research marketing viability, competitions, audiences, influencers, how to reach them, writing the marketing campaigns, doing keyword research, doing incredibly compelling copywriting, creating and editing images, as we saw before, creating social media content, text, images, videos, animations, music, audio, in multiple formats and sizes simultaneously, and scheduling them for you. So you can spend a Saturday morning creating your next 6 months social media posts and then tell the AI to schedule them for you automatically. AI can create amazing websites now. It can create PowerPoints. It can create flyers, posters, banners, business cards, advertisements, logos, brochures, cards, newsletters, magazines, postcards, and pretty much anything. They pretty much replace the media department of a marketing company. They can script and create amazing videos, writing brilliant scripts, doing the storyboards for the scripts, and creating and editing the videos. And in these, I think I showed you last month one of the videos I created in 2 minutes that was extraordinary in terms of the script, the voiceover, the music, the videos, the transitions, the effects, everything. And way, 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 way faster than ever before. It can edit and fix audio. It can help numerous ways with YouTube. You can also go in and help it design your brand, and you can check out how your brand looks on different, this one's called Looker. You see how your brand looks on different materials and different objects. This tool, I did show you this last month, but for those who weren't here last month, I'll mention it again. This is an extraordinary tool called Adobe Express. And it's an all-in-one creator, editor, and scheduler. It will create social media posts with everything that you could need for a social media post, but it also has thousands of templates already pre-built. So you can say, oh, I like that one, and then just swap out your text, your images, your videos, your music, and make it completely your own very, very quickly. And it also does scheduling. And again, it creates all these different things, all these different marketing materials. It will edit PDFs, which anyone who's ever tried to edit a PDF will know how hard that is. It will remove backgrounds from images, but not just images, videos. And it's very fast and easy to use. And those who weren't at last month's, how much do you think this tool, a tool like this that basically replaces all the media department of the marketing, the media department of the marketing area of a company, how much do you think a tool like this would cost? You can put it in the chat or you can speak it, whichever you want. And there's no wrong answer. You don't have to be embarrassed if you get it wrong.
Thousands.
Yeah, that's right. It should cost thousands. And Lynn says not cheap. You're right, it's not cheap, it's free. Isn't that ridiculous? Now, it comes, yeah, Deirdre says some features are free, the paid version is $10, and I'll explain that. With the paid version, what you get is, well, with the free version, you get thousands of templates, thousands of stock images, thousands of videos, stock videos already included. With the paid version, you get more of each of those. But that's about the major difference for $10. I've never needed to pay the $10 because there's plenty in there in the free version. Designer is another tool that is a little bit different than the last one, because with this one you just basically say design a Facebook post for this company with this product looking like this. You just tell it what you want and it creates the whole thing for you. It creates the images, it creates the videos, it creates the music, the animations, the text, the design, the whole thing very, very quickly. So this is a fun one to play with, and it does a good job. It really does. A remarkably good job, and I'm fussy. And it passed my tests. Canva, of course, you're probably all familiar with Canva. Canva has embraced AI like incredibly. They just this week added 20 new AI features. It can do so many great things, free or $15 a month. And the section called Magic Studio is where all the AI tools are hiding out. But boy, they're really, really good. Picture chart is something that if you've ever tried to create an infographic, these things here, you know how long that takes. Well, picture chart makes creating infographics super fast, super easy. Also newsletters. The other ones that I showed you, the Designer, well, not Designer, but Adobe Express creates great newsletters, but also Pictographics has some great newsletter templates where you just swap out your in numerous different categories, as you can see, where you just find one you like and you swap out your content and you got yourself a newsletter ready built. AI is starting to also move into the area of hardware. This is the first AI hardware video editing machine specifically for AI videos. And you're going to see more of those coming in the future. So, is AI good or bad? Well, while AI can certainly aid in the creative process by generating ideas or suggesting alternative approaches, it will never be able to replace the uniquely human element of artistic expression fully. Well, having played you that song that it created earlier, I'm kind of having to eat my words a little bit, because it's true, it doesn't replace, you know, an artist with all their emotional angst and what they can communicate. But I think that one did an amazing job of creating a commercial record that actually had emotion. Excuse me. Yeah, human imagination and individuality are what drive true innovation in any artistic field. AI is likely to be used by artists, musicians, and other creators, mainly to the extent that it suits the needs of their creative process. But like with any technology, evil people can use it for evil deeds, and good people can use it for good. And luckily, good people are the majority. So, next month we're going to be covering, like I say, AI, custom AI assistants that you can create yourself for free with no coding that can do all sorts of amazingly wonderful things. If you don't want to wait a month till next month, you can go to this site, one of my sites, and get a head start and get a feel for what these things can do. personalcustomgpts.com. And final thing is, for anyone who wants a copy of the slides from tonight, that's my email address here in the bottom left-hand corner. And you can also request a free AI coaching session with me. It's completely free, no obligation. You won't be tried to sold anything. You'll just be helped with whatever AI tools will best suit your particular situation. It can be done in person if you're in the Clearwater area or the Tampa Bay area, or it can be done online through Zoom. and I just sit down with you, find out what help you need and how AI can help, and we go over the different tools that can help with that and show you how to use them. So that's what we're covering tonight. So now we have, if you have questions, you can either ask them in the chat or you can ask them with your microphone or a megaphone or carrier pigeon, your choice. Carrier pigeon might take a little while to get here, but anyway, we'll see. So, any questions?
Yes. Would you be sending a link for this recorded session by any chance to our email?
Let me check with Deirdre. Where's Deirdre?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Okay. So Paul asks, will people be sent a link to watch this again?
Yeah, if you send me the recording, Tony, I can definitely get it out to those who are interested. Just send me an email and I'll send that link over.
Okay, will do.
Great. That would be fantastic because I didn't see any of the other parts, and I don't know how I missed the introduction to all of this. But it'd be fantastic to get more involved with this.
Yeah, the other parts are available at the SCORE website and maybe at the Greenhouse website. Do you know, Deborah? Deirdre, I mean, sorry.
Yep. So I'll just need those recordings from you, and then we'll put them in our on-demand library.
Cool. Yeah. So Paul, the other ones, I mean, they're very thorough look at the overview of AI, as well as how to communicate with the machines. And another one that's very deep look into images and music and videos and a lot of stuff that we couldn't cover tonight. Tonight was kind of like the leftovers, the things that didn't get covered in the first three.
Well, that suits me well because I'm a slow learner. So
Cool.
Tony, I have a question.
Sure.
Yeah,
You are Mr. Three Dots. You're Scotty.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
recognize you from the actual room at the
yeah,
Greenhouse.
yeah. We missed you in downtown St. Pete. This was good though.
Cool.
So I was just curious to know what your thoughts are on AI, especially like AI imagery backsliding. One of the things that happened recently was Gemini got a little ahead of itself and it linked to a bunch of Reddit posts, and so you could find the weirdest wrong information, and it was the very first thing to show up on your Google posts about things that were it was just the nonsense that happens on Reddit, but it was coming out as like a Google search. And then the other one that we're seeing is with the increase in bots on social media, you're seeing AI generated artwork is getting more and more of a response rate because of more and more bots are responding to it. And so the AI is getting worse and worse. Like the hands are backsliding like they were 6 months ago. And some of the like really weird things are growing out of parts of bodies that aren't supposed, extra heads and things like that. Just what are your thoughts on some of that stuff?
Well, yeah, on the first thing, on the Google thing, they closed that down really fast and they reprogrammed it to not do that. You're going to get stuff like that. It's going to happen because it's a wild, wild west, and they don't really know what's going to happen until they try it. And sometimes you get stuff like that. So now they're rebringing it out with those things fixed. There may be other things that need to be fixed, but we'll see. And in terms of the AI bots, yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of kind of unscrupulous marketers who sell these tools for creating AI images and AI videos and all this stuff using the oldest and worst technology from 2 years ago. And then people unsuspectingly buy it and then create all this stuff. And hopefully, little by little, that will change. I mean, the people I work with, we use the latest technology, and so that kind of stuff won't happen. But it does happen a lot with people using older technologies, and either not realizing or trying to save money or trying to do whatever they're trying to do. I think it's trying to save money because they're trying to do things in huge volume, and to do that and not have to spend a fortune, they have to use older, outdated technologies, and the results are awful.
Cool. Can you thank you. That's a good call. Can you go back to your slide on the marketing, those 3 marketing tools that you like to use?
Sure.
All right, thank you.
These 3? Are those the ones you're talking about?
Yeah, that's perfect. I'm gonna pull them up right away and have them in a separate tab. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, to get to them, you go to that site that I put at the end, personalcustomgpts.com. And this one has actually now been built into a one that I now call Marketing Maestro, that creates everything you need in terms of content, as well as basically Marketing Bloodhound does the research, Campaign Architect creates the campaigns from the research, and Marketing Maestro creates all the things that are needed to implement those campaigns. So they work together as a kind of 1, 2, 3 trifecta. Cool, thanks for the questions. Yeah, that's where they are. Any other questions? Oh, and thank you, Kathy, for what you said in the chat. And you too, Brenda. And for those who came late, the reason my camera is not on is because I'm covered in bloody bandages. And you don't necessarily want to see that. Of course, I might be wrong. Maybe you do. Oh, thanks, Kelly. I appreciate what you said in the chat.